Now to Algeria. Will President Abdelaziz Bouteflika seek a fifth term in office? This is the question so far left unanswered ahead of the 2019 April elections. The health of President Bouteflika is the subject of many speculations in the country. Weakened by a stroke he suffered in 2013, the 81-year-old leader was flown to Geneva early last week for what the presidency said was meant for periodic medical checks. He is now back in the country, though.
In preparation for the presidential election in April 2019, Abdelaziz Bouteflika's camp has increased calls for his fifth term in office. The head of state is, however, yet to declare if he will run for presidency or not. Many observers consider his candidacy highly probable. We'll now get to find out more on this situation with Africanews Algiers correspondent Tariq Hafid. Tariq, hello. How are you today?
Très bien, merci. Et vous?
A weak President Abdelaziz Bouteflika returned to Algiers this weekend after periodic medical checks in Geneva. What is the latest news about his health?
Quelles sont les dernières nouvelles concernant son état de santé à l'heure qu'il est?
That's correct. Abdelaziz Bouteflika was admitted from August the 27th to September the 1st in a renowned clinic in Geneva. Officially, this hospitalization was intended to enable him to carry out a series of periodic medical checks. The services of the presidency of the Algerian Republic do not usually give details on the state of health of the head of state. So it's really hard to tell how he's doing.
Tariq, the fact that he stayed 2 more days in Switzerland compared to the duration that was announced has caused a lot of speculation in the country. This surely is a cause for concern, isn't it?
The Algerian public has witnessed an alarming rate of information on the state of health of Abdelaziz Bouteflika. This news, which we can now call fake news, has been broadcast on social networks as well as on some media houses. The peak was reached on Friday as the death of Abdelaziz Bouteflika was insisted upon. The lack of transparency shown by the Algerian authorities is one of the reasons for the spread of this type of false information every time Bouteflika travels for health reasons. And some time before his departure to Switzerland, he made many changes, especially within the army. What is really behind all these appointments?
De l'armée, qu'est-ce qui peut se cacher, à votre avis, derrière toutes ces nominations?
We must recognize that this summer was marked by intense activity. There have been several changes made in the police force and even in the army. These changes were all made through presidential decrees and therefore by Abdelaziz Bouteflika himself. According to some observers, dismissals and appointments should continue in the coming days and will affect the political scene. There is even talk of a reshuffle of the government, and 8 months before the presidential elections, these changes could suggest that Abdelaziz Bouteflika is paving the way for a candidacy for a fifth term. We'll have to leave it at there. Tariq Hafid on the return of President Abdelaziz Bouteflika in Algeria after a medical stay. Thank you very much for these details.